after doing my own research, after taking the responsibility to understand what it is that my body could most benefit from, without dogma, without preconceived notions, without assuming and taking on someone else's concepts of reality, but really doing my own research just for me, I have determined that everything that I'm putting into my body right now through this elixir is of absolute benefit. Hey beautiful people, how are you? My name is Connor. I'm currently tuning in from my old home that I shared with Brittany Taylor, Winnie the RV. If you're interested in checking out more on Winnie, I'll put a video in the description box. But for now, in this video, we are again returning to the topic of 1 meal a day, of OMAD. I now have 3 videos on 1 meal a day specifically that you can check out to see more about what I'm talking about, what that really means. I'm not going to keep rehashing it every time I make a video on this subject, so I would recommend that you check out those other videos if you're curious. But in today's video, we are talking about the elixir that I am consuming. The elixir that I'm consuming, many of the protocols that I'm following for 1 meal a day, certainly the inspiration that encouraged me to start 1 meal a day all came from Dr. Noon Amun-Ra. So I want to let you know that if you feel inspired by this video, by other videos that I've made on 1 meal a day, and you want to give back, I would recommend you go right to Amun-Ra's website and you donate to this incredible person. So the elixir, referred to as the Amun-Ra elixir, and it's almost every ingredient that Amun-Ra uses in his elixir and recommends you use if you're going to do 1 meal a day with the protocols that he's doing. In this video, I am going to show you the elixir. I'm going to weigh it all out. We're going to make it. I'm going to drink it. Specific ingredients in that elixir, I've already started making some notes for future videos. Stay tuned for those. This video is more going to be, here's what it is. So let me talk about just a couple of small differences to the elixir that I'm taking versus the one that is recommended by Amun-Ra and the one that he's been doing for, I'm assuming, over 16 years now that he's been doing 1 meal a day. There's only really a couple of things that we do differently. So I think the main one is that he recommends having 12 different amino acids individually, and I am taking 5 out of those 12. So there are 7 that I am individually not consuming. And there's a couple of reasons why. One is that a couple of them I haven't been able to find a source that is derived from plants. And it's important to me that all of the material that I'm putting into my body is plant-derived material. So I haven't been able to source those yet. And additionally, I have chosen not to include them because I have increased the amount of protein powder that I am taking. And the Soy Protein Isolate powder that I'm taking includes those same missing amino acids that I'm not taking. And so I've just bumped up the amount of Soy Protein Isolate powder. This is really the only difference. He adds some stevia to his drink. I think it's great on its own. He does 250 grams of soy milk. I do 300. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. Without this elixir, I just would not feel as confident that I am able to get my daily to hit my daily targets of nutrition. Whether we're doing 1 meal a day, or we're eating a standard American diet, or we're eating a vegan diet, or we're eating paleo, or whatever, many of us are missing some key elements on a routine basis that is leading to deficiencies. To have awareness of that is the first step to making some changes. And again, this comes back to doing your own research, something that I've recommended in other videos. Do your own research on the materials that you feel are important for you to be consuming on a day-to-day basis or on a week-to-week basis, and understand the elements that are going to bring you the longest and happiest life. One thing that I have seen in a few comments is that 1 meal a day is great, but you have to eat a ton of calories, or you have to be careful of nutritional deficiencies. And I think that both of those points are valid, and I can certainly see why one would be concerned with that. I mean, I think we all would benefit from bringing more awareness to our nutrition and making sure that we hit all the marks necessary. But you don't necessarily have to consume a lot of calories or consume a lot of bulk in order to get those marks. And one of the ways that I'm able to avoid doing that is by having these very specific, concentrated forms of nutrition through powders. Now, I have to tell you that there were many, many years where I was kind of against powders. I just felt like they were not natural, and that they just kind of grossed me out. And I love that I've changed my idea about that. You know, it's not that I was wrong before and I'm right now, or I'm wrong now and I was right before. You know, I'm evolving and I'm trying different things out. And this is what's working for me right now. So if you're under the mindset that powders are not good or not as ideal as whole foods, I 100% understand you, because I felt very much the same way. And I don't think that there's one truth that is greater than the other. I think it's really about honoring what's best for you as an individual. Some of the things that I am taking in this elixir, like creatine, for example, I really misunderstood as well, and I felt like that is a bad thing to put in my body. I don't want to put that in my body. After doing my own research, after taking the responsibility to understand what it is that my body could most benefit from, without dogma, without preconceived notions, without assuming and taking on someone else's concepts of reality, but really doing my own research just for me, I have determined that everything that I'm putting into my body right now through this elixir is of absolute benefit. So you may not feel that the things that I'm taking into my body would be of absolute benefit for you. And again, I honor that, and I want you to honor that. And I think this is where we can really just share our experiences as individuals, rather than saying, this elixir is good for you, you need to take it because of this reason, and that's it, and that's final. I don't believe that at all. My joy in making these videos is sharing my experience in hopes that it's inspiring for you to create your own experience that's going to be of best benefit. I think that the compounds that I have been consuming in this elixir have increased my strength, they have decreased my fat, I have had wonderful recovery, muscle recovery, fatigue recovery. I feel stronger than ever. I have had less injury, and I've had less sickness. All of those things have also been aided by having a larger fasting window. But I really believe that the targets that I'm hitting through just the elixir alone have greatly increased my longevity, my health, and overall my happiness. As I said, I will make future videos on some of the specific individual elements of this elixir, because I think that that's important. I think that you'll be curious about it. I'm excited to share about it. As I've said before, I don't know if I'm going to do this forever, but right now it's feeling incredible, and I just feel really confident about what I'm doing in regards to the elixir, in regards to 1 meal a day, in regards to fasting, recovery, physically, working out, it's all working super well for me. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please hit the like button because it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. You can post in the comments, you can share your experience. Let's keep it compassionate, let's keep it supportive. Let's share, you know, from personal experience and not put our experiences on other people. This is an opportunity for us all to practice really good communication skills, and I highly encourage you to do that with me here. All right, let's get started on this elixir. Okay, let's make this bad boy. So these are all the ingredients. If there were a way to buy this all in one like big container, I would totally do that, but this is pretty much the best sourcing that I have been able to figure out, and it is a lot of stuff, especially for a guy that had a minimalist channel for so long. I'm using this scale. This is how I weigh everything out. I would definitely recommend this scale. I'll put a link to it in the description box. I clear off the scale, put my blender right on here. Very first thing I add is 300 grams of soy milk. Then it doesn't matter in what order I do this stuff. This is organic cacao powder. I do 5 grams. I've gotten pretty good at weighing this stuff out, so I'll try and cruise through this as quickly as possible. Another 5 grams of Psyllium Husk. 5 grams of creatine. Everything in here is plant derived. I double checked on all of it and made sure, because there are definitely some amino acids and some other things that are not necessarily plant derived. So if that's important to you, I would definitely recommend that you double check. I'm going to do 10 grams of spirulina. On the dot. Citruline, that's one of the amino acids, L-Citruline. I'm going to do 3 grams of this. Branched chain amino acids, I'm going to do 6 grams. Branched chain amino acids are 3 different amino acids in a 2-1-1 ratio. As I said, I'm not going to get into the whys and the explanations on all this stuff in this video, but I will absolutely get into at least some of this stuff in future videos. L-Glutamine, 3 grams. This is another amino acid. In the Almond Raw elixir, I believe he's using 10 grams of Soy Protein Isolate. I'm doing a full serving, which is 29 grams according to this container. This is non-GMO soy, and I think that feels a little better for me. Brewer's yeast, 15 grams. Bromelain, which is an digestive enzyme from pineapple. I just throw 1 pill in. And finally, this multivitamin. I'll make a video just on these because I've done a research on various multivitamins, and I think this one's really good. And I take these out of the capsule. If you have a hard multivitamin, you can break it up in a mortar and pestle, or just throw it in your blender if you have a good blender, and it should chop it up. That's what I do with the bromelain pill. And finally, what makes it taste a lot better is about 4 ice cubes. Pour that in there. Okay. Clear all this stuff out of the way. Then I drink it right out of the container. First meal of the day. It tastes amazing every time. I love it. And I pretty much drink all this out of the container. I use a spoon to scoop out the rest. Sometimes I'll throw a little coconut water in there or a little water and blend it and drink the rest. But that's it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Much love to you. All the directions for this bad boy are in the description box down below. Much love.